Well, my friends, this is Ron's Christian Corner. My name is Ron. I'm glad to be with you today. Sometimes it's difficult because I have daily migraines. So please remember me in my prayers about these migraines that I have. They're terrible. Anyways, I want to talk to you about the life of Lot. The life of Lot. You know, Abraham was the father of many nations, and Abraham, his name was Abram, but God changed it to Abraham. And for a covenant that they had. Now the covenant was to be circumcision for all males that travel with them. And it's taken away the foreskin of the penis. But Apostle Paul, he talks about circumcision of the heart. He talks about in Jeremiah 4:4. Talks about Romans 2:29. Circumcision of the heart is to remove the things you don't need to serve God better. Well, going back to Abraham and Lot. Abraham was told to leave his village where he lived, his father's area, and go to a new land. And God told him that your descendants someday will own all this land, and you have many descendants. As much as the sand on the seas, or the stars in the sky, that there'll be many nations through you, Abraham. So Abraham left when he was 75 years old, and they lived in tents. They had all kinds of animals, camels, goats, sheep. I mean, you name it, they had it. And there's a lifted tent dwellers, and they traveled the land. They grazed animals, they grazed on the land. Well, some reason it's not clear, but Lot, which is Abraham's nephew, decided to come. There's more trouble than what it's worth to take him. The Bible doesn't tell us why exactly he took him under his wing, because there's more trouble than what it's worth for Abraham, concerning his nephew. We'll go back to Genesis 12 to probably about Genesis 20. Talking about Abraham and what all he done, and it talks a lot about Lot, or some about Lot. So Lot went with him, and they traveled the land, and they had so many cattle, the herdsmen got into fights with one another, actually fist fights, over the land. The animals is too much for the area they had. They needed more land, and with the combined animals, it's just too much. So Abraham said, we need to split up our ways. You go one way, I'll go the other way. Lot, he was kind of, he wasn't he thought only of himself. The grazing land towards Solomon was very good grazing. So I'll go this way because it's got better grazing. Abraham said, okay, you do what you think you need to do, but we need to separate. And so somehow Lot, we believe he sold all his animals and got to Sodom and lived inside the city. A city of sin. I mean, Sodom and Gomorrah, very wicked. The homosexual capital of the world in those days. The men was terrible, and the women. Well, when Lot left to be with Abraham, he had 4 daughters, and he had a wife. And I think he had many servants too, because a lot of times a caravan goes by, you can buy servants. So they split up, and he went to Sodom. They had a dispute with the kings, and the kings invaded Sodom, and since Lot lived there, they took him in and took his family and took his cattle and everything he had. Only one man escaped from death and went back to Abraham to tell him what happened to his nephew. So he took 318 fighting men to capture the king and take care of the situation and restore the family to free Lot and get him all his cattle back. All his property was returned. Now, after this arrest, you got to ask yourself, why will Lot go back of this rescue to the same city of sin that he was rescued from? You see, there's supposed to be 10 dwellers, but something convinced his heart to go live in the city. Probably his wife convinced him to. Because the city life, you have more things you can have. You can buy silks, robes, and you can buy spices. Anything you want, the big city would have. But it's a city of sin. So it's just comfortable living there in a house. We believe he probably sold his cattle because that take too much time in the field and to watch the herd. Probably sold them and was living off the money that he was paid for his animals. Now this isn't in the Bible, it's just speculation. One thing happened though is Lot was very comfortable living sitting at the gates, to see who came and gone in the city. So two angels and the Lord, yes, right, the Lord went to visit Abraham. He was sitting there and seeing them coming. So he first of all, he got down and worshiped the Lord. That's right. And then he said, let me prepare you a meal for you. Let me do that, please. So the Lord, Jesus, he never gives his name, just refers to him as the Lord, sat there with two angels and ate the meal. And they got right to the point. The Lord says, I'm going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, the city where your nephew lives, and I'm going to take it down to the ground. Brimstone and fire going to destroy the city. And you need to go warn, we need to warn your nephew of this doom so he can escape. Originally, the Lord said, if you can, he said, if you can find 50 righteous people, will you not destroy it? And the Lord says, yeah, you can find 50 people, 50 righteous people, will not destroy it. It's talking when he got down to 10 people. If there's only 10 righteous people, he will spare the city. Guess what, though? There wasn't even 10 righteous people. Lot had 4 daughters. 2 of them married the men in the city. So he had 2 son-in-laws and his 2 virgin daughters. So after they broke up this from visiting Abraham, 2 angels went. The Lord was with them. Then he went back up to paradise. So 2 angels went to see Lot. And as they gathered to the city, Lot noticed them as being angels sent from the Lord. And he told him, he says, God's going to destroy the city in the morning. Get all you got going together, and we're going to leave it together, or you would surely die. So they said, to Lot, you need to go warn your daughters and your son-in-laws. So he slipped out in the night to warn them of the destruction, but they didn't believe him. They thought it was some kind of joke. They thought it was ridiculous. I'm not going to leave the city. You're playing a joke on me. Well, anyways, they got back. The whole city was at his doorstep, Lot's doorstep, says, we want the men that you brought here. We want to make love to them. We let you live here for a long time now. We never bother you, but we want those men. We want to have sex with them. Lot said, no, you cannot do that. These are people sent from God. You cannot do this stuff. It's too terrible. He said, well, how about if I let my virgin daughters come out and you take it out on them? I said, no. They said, we let you have it easy. We're going to take the men, and we're also going to take you, and we're going to have sex with you. Well, the angels raised their hand and done something that all the men were blinded. They couldn't find the door handle because it's all blinding. It's tumbling around like idiots. Well, During the night, they got together the goods that they had, probably, goods, and they didn't have many goods. They had stuff like clothes and things like that, maybe money. So they got the goods together. In the morning, they left the city together. It was Lot, his wife, and 2 daughters. The angel grabbed him by the hand. He's just pulling them. The city's going to be destroyed now. We have to go now. He said, do not look back to the city, though. Do not look back. Well, Abraham's wife, she loved the city life. She looked back to say, goodbye to my city, goodbye. The life. And she turned to a pillar of salt. She said, disobeyed the Lord. She loved the city more than she loved God. We don't even know if she was a righteous woman or not. It doesn't tell us about that. But she loved the city of sin that cost her life. Well, the angel told Lot, he said, you got to go to the mountains. You see, Lot was afraid of people finding out that he was the last one to survive the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. He was the last one. So he thought people would try to kill him for that. So the angel said, go hide in the mountains for now. Well, sad story. They went and left this destruction of the city behind. But his 2 virgin daughters was afraid that they had no descendants left, which is not true. But they believed there was no descendants left, so they got their father drunk with wine one night, and the oldest one slept with her father. Yes, incest. And so he was drunk with wine, and of course his daughter. Next night, the second one got him drunk with wine, and she had sex with her father. Both got pregnant. The shame. You should know your limit, Lot. You're gonna get. You're gonna. If you drink, you're gonna get drunk. You stop at a certain amount, or you can go into a blackout. I was in a blackout before. Too much alcohol. You're doing things you have no memory of it the next day. Shame on Lot for being deceived to drink that much wine and get drunk to commit incest. Well, we don't know much about them after that. My friends, I want to tell you, we live in a lot of sin around us. We need to circumcise our heart to get rid of the bad stuff that we shouldn't be doing, that we know better about. We need to get better for God. In a wicked, sinful world, God has expectations. If you're not meeting them, you might be destroyed in a lake of fire. My friends, I love you. I just want to encourage you today to be your best that you can be for the Lord. We see all the things happening today. It's a wicked time that we live in. We need to get together because the Lord's coming very soon. If you're not ready, you're going to miss the rapture. My friends, pray for me, the headaches I've been having. And I want to pray for you. If you have a need, let me know. I'll be glad to pray for you. I love you. That's why I come on to tell you a good story from the Bible that really happened. My friends, I'll try to come back to you next time. We'll have another great word from the Bible, right from the Bible. I want to encourage you to be the best you can be for Jesus Christ our Lord. God bless you. You have a wonderful week.